Hey everyone, me Kevin here with your late stimulus update for August 5th. Okay, things might hit the fan here shortly, and I'm not talking about food prices hitting the fan either because those are skyrocketing, and I'm also not talking about the 2 free stocks you can get with Webull when you deposit $100 or the life insurance you could sign up for in as little as 5 minutes. I'm talking about a big mess coming up, and right now it's Wednesday evening. President Donald Trump is now bolstering his rhetoric, and he's threatening executive action if Democrats and Republicans do not strike a deal by Friday. Well, as Mitch McConnell famously said, well, it's only Wednesday, we got 2 more full days. He said that last Wednesday, and guess what happened in the next 2 days? Nothing! Absolutely nothing got done in the next 2 days. So I'm not very optimistic about the next 2 days, especially at the rate things are going. But here's what's potentially coming down the pike. Now, Fox Business ran this story, and look, I'm not trying to slam Fox. This is something that has a lot of reporters like, what? That's the only reason I'm referencing this, because I think it's a little bit of a clickbaity story, but who knows? Maybe they know something we don't know. But I want to address it. Fox Business ran a report that Trump is considering executive orders to mandate all of the following: suspension of the payroll tax, an extension of the federal unemployment benefits, an eviction moratorium extension, and another round of individual stimulus checks. However, many reporters, like from the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and other sources, are saying they haven't heard this, and that doesn't sound A, possible, or B, something that was likely said. So maybe this was a leak, who knows? Maybe it was said. Maybe Donald Trump's sitting in the Oval Office going, hey, Mark, you think we can get this done? I guess that sounded like Obama, not Trump. But anyway, you know what I mean. And there are really a few actual problems with this. First, the president doesn't have the power to spend new money, but maybe he could spend old money. We'll talk about that in just a second, so stay tuned for this. I'll explain this. Second, no one knows if doing that is actually even constitutional because you're kind of circumventing Congress. And so this is leading others to say maybe this is just Trump doing his usual tough talk, which in part is one of the reasons America elected Trump. People wanted tough talk and real talk. But we don't just want talk now, we want action. Talk is cheap, as we say in real estate. And the fact is, the real power right now is with Congress. Mark Meadows is one of the people negotiating with Democrats. It's Mark Meadows and Mnuchin on the Republican side, and it's Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer on the Democrat side. The Democrats right now, they're winning. They're creaming the other side. And Trump doesn't like that because he's listening and he's getting reports from Mark and Mnuchin. Anyway, Mark Meadows says they still don't have a figure and they're trying to compromise on a figure, but he says that they're currently, quote, trillions apart. Which this just makes me want to pull my hair out because, dude, Mark Meadows, like, what? How? After a week after benefits expire, are you still trillions apart when we were trillions apart on day one? Republicans wanted 1 trillion. Democrats wanted 3 trillion. There are only 2 trillion between that. So to be trillions apart, because that was his quote, you literally made 0 progress. Nancy Pelosi says there's probably light at the end of the tunnel, but we're in a long tunnel. And this is where I say, well, Nancy, at least you have a tunnel because a bunch of people are about to be homeless. And Chuck Schumer says there are still disagreements over big ticket items. These are likely things like the length, very important, the length of the unemployment boost, and of course the amount. But I think the length of the unemployment boost is going to be a big factor. And of course, the big one, the elephant in the room, the state and local government funding, for which Democrats want a whole $1 trillion, essentially. They want like $950 billion. Whatever. Let's round, okay? Keep the change kind of thing. Republicans want $0 for that. Well, there's $1 trillion right there. Anyway, the current plan that we were told, is to have a deal in place by Friday and vote on it next week, which is already a week more than we expected. But even that wouldn't be so terrible. Well, now it's Wednesday. And if we don't get anything done within the next 2 days, then it's possible that we might not actually have a real plan until next week, and we might see another week of delays. This is just getting pathetic at this point. However, I want to circle back to Donald Trump's threats. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says, we'll have to look at the president taking actions under executive authority if nothing gets done by Friday. Here's how that could work. And I'm coming up with these numbers as an example, but these are approximately numbers that are available. There's approximately $500 billion available for the Main Street lending program, which pretty much no business has wanted because the lending terms suck. So you have $500 billion there authorized under the CARES Act. And you got about $150 billion authorized for PPP loans, and you've got some money left over for hospitals. That money's technically already appropriated by Congress. In theory, the president could write an executive order, which is like a directive, that says, hey, yo, Treasury Department, I want you to take that 500 plus that 150, that 650 bill, and I want you to roll off some stimulus checks. Go ahead, just roll it off. Don't worry about Congress. I'll deal with it. Now, we don't know if that's constitutional or not, but they could try. But that would require Donald Trump's buddy being at the Treasury. Oh, wait, they got Steve Mnuchin, Donald Trump's buddy. So yes, in theory, Trump could go print checks. Steve Mnuchin could turn around and go, hey, yo, boys, run it, roll it. And they could literally start running the press and printing checks or writing direct deposits. So in theory, that could happen. It would be an incredible show of power. It's going to make some people feel like that, we've got maybe less of a functional government than we already have, because that means one person now has a lot of power. It probably, who knows, can the Supreme Court act fast enough? Would they authorize that and grant that and approve that, which obviously a lot of us would like? Would Congress approve that? Nobody knows. Literally nobody knows. But this is the roundup of what happened today. And I wanted to break this down to try to hopefully give you a little bit of clarity. I'm very annoyed. I'm very upset by this, and I'm sorry that's coming through. I had a really good morning, but the fact that seriously, you got a week extension, y'all, and then you said you're gonna have a deal by Friday, and now it looks like, maybe we won't have a deal by Friday. This is the worst reality show I've ever seen. And the thing is, it's not even like a reality show, because reality shows are scripted. This is like a real reality show, and it's very annoying. I'm going back to my sparkling water. Cheers.